Hey everybody, today I'll be answering this viewer's question about degrees versus certs. What's the point of doing this degree versus only doing the certs? And besides, HR is asking for a computer science degree. Basically, he left this comment on this video where I was talking about WGU's cloud computing degree where it has a whole bunch of certs with it. And I think this will resonate and help a lot of people because a lot of people are always comparing degree and certs. In my opinion, it doesn't make that much sense to compare them. I feel like I can pretty much see the matrix in terms of like job hunting and like what HR wants and how to get hired. And by see the matrix, I just mean like I have a really good understanding of it and I can basically see things for what they are because I've kind of been on both ends of the spectrum and I've done a lot of job hopping in the past, and I'm pretty good at finding jobs. So basically, in my opinion, it doesn't really make sense to compare cert and degree because they're both like a piece of paper that's shaped like this. People like feel compelled to compare them, but they're not really even close to the same thing, to be honest. And the reality of things is different people care about different things. Like different employers just simply care about different stuff, and there's more to care about than just certs and degrees. So I made this thing called the employability framework, and it's basically a mind dump of what I feel, in my opinion, it's the reality, the stuff that you need to care about when you go about trying to make sure you're really employable and finding a job. Some people only care about experience, some people only care about certs, some people only care about degree. And if you want to be employable to a broad range of people, you should probably consider touching all of those bases, right? I'm not saying to go out and get a bachelor's degree right now because it's not always necessary, but I did because I'm in my early career days. I guess I was really risk averse and I didn't want to be put in the situation where I was having trouble getting a job. So I kind of built this thing in my head on accident just due to my risk aversion and making sure I was like fully employable all of the time. I will say if you don't have a degree, you can make up for it by having really good other areas. And if you don't have certs or you don't have a degree, you can still make up for it and still get a job. Like I just recently interviewed one of the students who graduated from one of my cybersecurity course. He got a job as a junior SOC analyst. He doesn't have a cert or a degree. He just had a really good portfolio. He was really well spoken, had a really nice resume, and he just had all the necessary things in place to get the interview. And then before the interview, he practiced a lot, did these things to kind of increase his interview skill, and he was able to pass the interview and then get hired as a junior SOC analyst. So to answer the question, why do the degree versus just the certs? If you want to be employable to a broad range of employers, because for example, 22% of employers do care about degrees. So you might consider getting both. That's what I did, right? And then answering the second part of his question, HR is asking for a comp sci degree. This could be cybersecurity or comp sci. It doesn't really matter. But HR, they don't know what they're saying, and it doesn't matter. As long as you have a degree, it's good enough. Most of the CISOs, that is Chief Information Security Officers that I've worked for, I don't believe they had cybersecurity degrees. I think they both had business degrees, to be honest. And then one of them had a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering or something like this. It's completely unrelated. It doesn't matter. As long as if you have a degree and then you have some relevant certs, it kind of covers your basis as far as the employability framework goes. And you still need to kind of distinguish yourself from your peers in the sense that maybe it's a good idea to do some projects. I highly recommend you do some projects and put some kind of experience on your resume, whether or not that's some kind of internship, like my course has an internship, or you start your own company and you publish content as a cybersecurity evangelist or cybersecurity content creator. That's infinitely better than not having any experience on your resume. So just take those things into consideration. I do recommend getting a degree, or at least kind of working toward one if you don't have one. And if you just want to get one as fast as possible and just to get it out of the way, I do recommend the Bachelor's in Science in IT Management from WGU because there's a lot of courses in that degree that can be transferred from study.com. Check out this video and then you can just go through it super fast or super cheap or super inexpensive, I should say. But yeah, I hope this helps. Look at the employability framework, be honest with yourself and look where you're missing skills or where you have gaps and address those gaps in the most economic way as possible. And make sure your resume is good. I'll put a link in the description for a good resume. And yeah, best of luck. Thanks for watching.